Hey y'all, and welcome to Nutrition 101. Today we're going to talk about establishing a very good foundation for excellent health. We're going to also talk about detoxes and cleanses and why people need to do them. And number three, we're going to talk about some basic supplements that you can take to help you along your journey to health. And I'm sorry about the glare on my glasses. I hope it's not as distracting to you as it is to me. I kind of have to look through it. It's kind of weird. Anyway, let's get going. All right, so your body really is a temple. And so it really is important how you eat, how you treat it, how much you exercise, and all that. If you give it the basic tools that it needs to repair itself and to function and to live, you'll have a healthy, long life. If you don't give it the basic tools, or you're not giving it good enough tools, then you're setting yourself up for all sorts of ailments, different diseases like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, asthma, allergy, arthritis, obesity, type 2 diabetes, different types of cancer, you name it. You are making it easier for that to happen to your body if you are not eating correctly. So think of your body like as a house. And you can either have a really crappy house made out of sticks or a really, really good one made out of bricks. And we all know what happened to that little pig who made his house out of sticks. The big bad wolf came and blew it down, just like different diseases will do to you if you are putting in bad nutrition and not getting enough exercise and treating yourself properly. So everybody generally knows that eating highly processed food is bad for you, but not a lot of people understand exactly why. I mean, it's pretty basic that they're high in sugar, they're high in fat, artificial dyes and colors, and they got names this long of ingredients and different ingredients with X's and Z's and Y's on and all that weird stuff. But another thing that a lot of people don't understand is that these things, most of them, the different chemicals in there, the hydrogenated this and the mono dye, blah, 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 are man-made. And so sometimes your body has a hard time processing these things and it doesn't know what to do with them. So your body just stores it in fat cells. And over time, it hardens the fat cells and it makes it hard for good nutrients to get into your body, and it also makes it hard for your body to get rid of waste and cellular debris. And so over time, those junk foods or processed foods that you were eating really break down your body's ability to function normally. So that's another thing to think of when you're trying to decide what you're going to put in your shopping cart. When you eat whole, organic, GMO-free, I am as nature made me kind of foods, fresh, your body knows exactly what to do with that and knows how to process it. It's not a miracle to your body. It doesn't have to, jump through fiery hoops to process an orange that you ate. It knows what to do. Now, Tang, not so much. So, now that we have talked about the basics of why it's important to eat fresh, whole, organic food, now we need to talk about how much to eat. Now, I don't know if any of you have looked at the food pyramid lately or looked at what they suggest for serving sizes, but sometimes it can be a little confusing. If you're looking at serving sizes, like how much of this type of food should I eat and how much of protein do I need a day? Sometimes the recommendations are a little confusing. Like, for instance, they say that a medium piece of fruit is the size of a tennis ball. I don't play tennis. I don't have any tennis balls in my house. I don't have, and I've seen them before, but my basic understanding of a tennis ball when I'm cooking is I need something that's a little bit more tangible. I've often seen on different websites that they'll say, well, the amount of protein you need is about the size of a mouse. Not a mouse that runs across the floor, but a computer mouse, or a deck of cards. When I'm cooking, I don't have the computer near me. I don't cook with decks of cards in the kitchen. I need something tangible and easy for me to understand. So that's why I have props. Can y'all see this? Ooh, it's another piece of glass. Glass tends to glare, just in case you didn't know that glass reflects. That's what it does. Sorry, y'all. But can you see that? Okay. Ooh, I can see through it. Ooh, it's not straight. Hang on. Okay. This is it right here. All right, so this line right here going across the plate represents this section here. And all that is the amount of fruits and or vegetables that you should be consuming at one meal. That is it right there. Half the plate should be fruits and vegetable. This represents, oh, is it straight? No. This quarter here represents the amount of grain that you should be producing. And then this one right here represents the amount of starch that you should be eating. Did I say producing last time? I think I did. Y'all know I meant eating, right? So this is your grain, this is your starch. Easy peasy. I said starch. Protein. Sorry, y'all. My phone was ringing and it was distracting me. This is your protein. These are your grain / starch, whatever you want to eat. Another way to measure how much protein you need is to hold up your fist. That's about how much protein you need, right there. You always have this with you, whether you're cooking in the kitchen or not. This is how much I need. You need however big your fist is. That's how much. There, easy peasy. Now, oftentimes on different websites, they'll say that half a cup of dried fruit is the equivalent of a serving of 1 cup of fresh fruit. They don't talk about how dense all that sugar is in that dried fruit and how it's much better if you just eat the fresh fruit because the sugars haven't been concentrated so much. But honestly, with the fruits and vegetables, they make it sound a lot harder than it really, really is for you to get the amount that you need. They'll say, a medium-sized banana is a cup. Well, medium to me and medium to you might be 2 different things. Or they'll say frozen. You can count frozen. You can count fruit juices, fresh and dried. But they don't go and break down which ones are the best choices. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, so when you're picking different fruits and vegetables to eat, the best choice always is going to be fresh organic. That's the best choice always, hands down. I do realize that not everybody has access to this type of food. I mean, I'm from the ghetto, and I was 21 years old until I realized that green beans weren't supposed to taste like metal. They taste like metal to me because we always had canned green beans. Occasionally we would have frozen, but most of the time we got canned because canned was cheaper. So I understand that a lot of times people are eating at the level that they can afford to eat at. What I will say is that organic foods don't necessarily cost as much as people think that they do. And actually eating those canned and frozen foods is going to cost you more in the long run. There are different things that you can finagle change in your life so that you can eat more organic, fresh foods. And a lot of different places are actually taking WIC, and they take food stamps and things like that. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there, that I do realize that everybody is not made of money, but I also realize that organic foods is not as expensive as people make it out to be. So anyway, the best choice is always going to be fresh organic. When you can't do that, local is going to be really good too because they don't have to spray as much pesticides because it doesn't have as far to go. If you can get food from a biodynamic farm, that's even better. When you can't get fresh organic, then just fresh. And then if you can't afford to get fresh, then frozen. Canned would be the last thing that I would eat. Well, McDonald's would be the last thing that I would eat. I like McDonald's, but I know it's not good for me, so I try not to eat it that often. So anyway, frozen is better than canned, and canned is better than fast food. There you go. So when you're going and shopping, those are the choices. That's the rank you want to put it in. Or fresh organic, then just fresh, frozen, and then canned. And the reason why you're doing that is because the more you process something, the more you process your food, the less nutrients it has, the less enzymes it's going to have in there for you to be able to break it down. And so when you freeze something, you're freezing and killing off those enzymes and nutrients. And when you can it, it's even worse because most of the time they cook it first and then they can it. So it's already cooked when it gets to your house. All right? All right. So next. Oh, we talked about portion sizes already. Did you guys know that plates are getting bigger and bigger and that this is a 10-inch plate? But a lot of plates are now going to 12 or even 14 inches. And so you get bigger plates and people put bigger portions on it. And people are drinking, 16-ounce glasses of orange juice, which is a healthy choice, but it's full of sugar, that orange juice is.